Very good afternoon, very good evening, good morning, wherever you are. We're streaming live from London, and I'm crossing over to Zimbabwe to talk to the MTCT spokesperson, MTCT in Zimbabwe Movement for Democratic Change, the original MDC. Everybody knows the Supreme Court ruling. It says the party needs to reorganize itself again. My apologies, people are phoning everywhere. But anyway, we are very lucky to find Mr. Phugeni. Mr. Phugeni is well known, and a lot of people see him all over speaking on behalf of the party. Welcome, Mr. Phugeni. Very good afternoon to you. It's almost after 5 in Zimbabwe, so it's sort of a good evening. Tell us more about the MTCT Alliance, about the Supreme Court ruling, what exactly, before we come to the final details of what we're going to discuss, me and you today.
No, greetings to all the listeners at home, whatever time zone they are in. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Me and you spoke early this year. Initially, I thought you were going to interview Madam Coupe. It turned out you're going to interview me. After a long day, I was tired. The lighting was poor. So the image, the vision of that footage was very poor.
It was
And
fine.
I got a lot of comments from your viewers, but I hope today it's going to be more about the content of
Yes.
how I look.
Yes, definitely. Yes, if you can briefly state exactly, tell us about the Supreme Court ruling. And a lot of people don't understand it exactly how it is, who took the matter to the courts and what happened afterwards. People are confused because we know the MTC, the original MTC, which was created in 1999 and became MTC A, then it became MTC T before that. So much confusion. What is the Supreme Court ruling saying exactly in brief?
Okay, you let me start in 2014. I think that way it will help a lot of people. In 2014, we went for our Congress. That is after Tendai Biti and others started what they called renewal, which later morphed into PDP. So what we did is then we went for our Congress. That Congress elected Dr. Tsvangirai uncontested as the president. It then followed by electing also uncontested Dr. Coupe as the vice president. Now, when this is going to be very important, when we did that, we were alive to the fact that in the event that the president is not there, for whatever reason, or he cannot carry out his duties, our best foot forward will be the deputy, who is Dr. Coupe. We were very much alive to that, to that constitutional imperative of our party. We then went ahead and then elected the former speaker, Honorable Love Momoyo, as the national chairperson. And then we went ahead and then elected Senator Komich as the deputy chairperson. Now, these four are critical because they constitute the presidium. So at any given time, one of these four can assume the powers of the president. So in the event that Dr. Tsvangirai was not there, Dr. Coupe would have taken over. Without Dr. Coupe, Honorable Lavmo would have taken over. Without Honorable Lavmo, Honorable Komichi would have taken over. So we're very much alive to that. And then Congress went ahead and said, from the Secretary General going downwards, the deputies to those offices, the president with the National Council can appoint the deputies, but not the deputy president or the deputy chairperson, because they are in the presidium. It is important that Congress must be given the opportunity to elect those people. So we left Congress. Everything was good. Everything was fine. For 2 years, there were no issues whatsoever until 2016. What changed in 2016? In 2016, unfortunately, Dr. Tsvangirai fell ill with a deadly illness, and it was obvious to some, but not to some of us, that he will not make it. And it is then that they started to scheme and find a way how to get rid of Dr. Coupe. They came up with a lot of theories why Dr. Tsvangirai needed assistance. Now, you will appreciate that, as I've already enumerated, the Constitution had made 4 people to be in the presidium. So succession was never an issue. We knew that it's Dr. Kupe. If not Dr. Kupe, it's Honorable Lavmo. If it's not Honorable Lavmo, it's Honorable Komich. But they came up with these schemes. They hyped up people, a lot of tribalism, and a lot of other isms were injected into this whole thing. And we know what then happened. Then Dr. Kupe was kicked out. She almost lost her life in Puera. They threatened to burn her alive in her heart in front of the whole world. That's how desperate they were for power. So after that, then Dr. Kupe said, no, I'm not going to have this. She went ahead and called for an extraordinary Congress. Democrats who were like-minded, who were willing, they went to Bulawayo, they did that extraordinary Congress, although there were some technicalities which they did wrong, but the intention was good. It was to follow the Constitution. And then the group which remained at Harvest House then took us to court. They lost that court process in Bulawayo. It went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, go back to the High Court, so that the High Court can determine who is the legitimate successor to Dr. Tsvangirai. Whilst that process was still underway, Mashavire then, Elias Mashavire then took Chamisa and the rest of the leadership to court as well. And so this court case which we were involved in was overtaken by the Mashavire case. Now, I'm making this point for those who keep on saying Dr. Kupe did nothing. She was in court establishing her rights and challenging her so-called ouster from the court. Now, then we got the Mashavire judgment in 2019. Once we got that judgment at the High Court, Honorable Justice Judith Mushoro, then Chamisa and his group took the matter to the Supreme Court on appeal. It is there where a historical judgment came out that has confused so many people, even people that claim to be legal scholars. In that judgment, the justices of the Supreme Court accepted the argument which Chamisa and his friends forwarded. This is the argument. They said the MDCT has since elected Nelson Chamisa in May 2019. And they said the MDCT is the one which contested elections under the name MDC Alliance. That was their argument. Their argument was that it's the MDCT, which was left by Tsvangirai, succeeded by Nelson Chamisa, which went for the 2018 elections. And they claimed that that same MDCT won 88 seats in Parliament and 25 seats in the Senate. And the justices of the Supreme Court accepted that argument. That's why they deemed the matter to be political moot. In other words, it's just now an academic dispute. There's no longer a live dispute here. Chamisa has run away with this thing. They accepted that argument. After they accepted that argument, they said, but in the interest of justice and in the interest of justice and also the governance of political parties in general, and this point is very critical. So this judgment was not only designed for the MDCT, which was in dispute, but it was designed for the governance of political parties generally in the country. And it said, for the interest of justice, we need to return you back to legality. That is before Nelson Chamisa was made unlawfully so president of the party. So they said, go back to 2018, 14 February, before Dr. Morgan Tsvangirai passed away. And the person who was supposed to be acting president, who then becomes acting president now, is Dr. Kupe. That is where we are now. So following that judgment, we were able to then withdraw parliamentarians who did not agree with the Supreme Court judgment. We were civil We left out the alliance partners one. We were civil. But now that they are going hostile, we know we start recalling them, because according to that judgment, their submission was that all the alliance, so-called alliance MPs actually fall under the MDC. That's why they put them in the 88 and in the 25 senators. So it means all of those 88 and the 25 now fall under Dr. Kupe.
Okay, we wanted an overview of the whole scene, whole scenario. So the Supreme Court finally made a ruling that we need to go back to the original structures of 2014. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Puke?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying to you, the Supreme Court made a ruling that you go back to the original structures of 2014. Therefore, you have to go to the Congress. Have it dissolved the MTCT, which went to the Congress in Makokoba and Bulawayo before elections? Have it dissolved that party? Have you dissolved it? The MTCT, which went to the Congress in 2018?
You will recall, you will recall that the matter was raised in court, in the Supreme Court. And Dr. Kupe admitted or agreed through our country, which is Professor Mtct, that a lot did not go right in that Congress. And then therefore, if the court thinks that that Congress is null and void, it is okay. And you see that the judgment, because if you read the judgment, this is what the justices of the Supreme Court said. And it's interesting. I was looking at that judgment very close. I've got it here with me, a copy. So I want to read this so that you understand the point I'm making to you. This is what the justices said before they gave their order. They said, analysis, this is what they said before they gave their order. In the final analysis, I take the view that the corrective intervention of this court in the affairs of the party is a matter of significance. So basically, what the justices of the Supreme Court are saying is that, having considered everything which was argued here, this is what we order. So the Bulawayo Stanley Square was considered. It's part of the final analysis. And the court, in its wisdom, found that Dr. Kupe must be put back in a rightful position. It's in the interest of justice and in the interest of governance of political parties generally in the country.
I do get that, Mr. Phugeni. What I'm saying, before we come to the most important thing, most important discussion today, I'm saying, did we dissolve that MTCT structures or leadership which was voted for in your Congress in Makokoba, Bulawayo? That party, does it exist, yes or no? If it does.
Mr. Spanda.
I do get you, but I want to understand if that party is still there, whether it's null and void now. I'm coming to the next point as we move on. To get me? I know his network is bad there on his side. Can you hear me,
No,
Mr.
I didn't hear the question, but I didn't get the question, but to the extent, yeah, I can hear you. But I'm saying I did not hear the question clear.
I'm just saying, maybe clarify just quick. In the party which was voted for the leadership of MDC, which was voted Makokoba, is now null and void. Does the party exist? Was it dissolved? Yes or no? Then we move on.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was dissolved by the operation of that judgment. It's no longer there. That's why Honorable Pepe, who was voted as the chairperson that side, is no longer the chairperson. He's now the organizing secretary. That's why Chief Ndlovu, who was voted the substantive treasurer that side, is no longer that substantive treasurer. He is now the acting treasurer this side. That's why myself, who was then the spokesperson of that party, is now the acting spokesperson this side. So there is no longer the party that side. That's why Nikazino, who was voted to the Secretary General of that side, is no longer there.
So it means the people in Parliament and the Senate, they need to be withdrawn as well. They need to be recalled. It means the Priscilla because the party doesn't exist. They were voted on the ticket of MTCT, which is not the MTCT original.
You are misunderstanding.
Maybe I'm missing a point here.
No, you are reading into the judgment. You are not drawing from the judgment. You are reading into the judgment. The judgment is speaking of governance of political parties. That's what he spoke about.
No, I hope I get Phugeni, because we are coming to the really issue why I decided to have this interview. Where is network is bad. Network is bad in Zimbabwe, wherever it is. So hopefully we get to Phugeni. We wanted to know if they are still members of MDC, the other party which was voted into in the Congress of 2018, if those people still need to be in parliament. I wanted to understand it. So he's saying I'm reading from the court judgment, because the court judgment, if it nullified the MDCs which went separate ways, it means anyone coming from those parties is null and void. So they're going back anyway. Hopefully, if we get Phugeni back, that will be helpful. We're trying again to get him. The line is bad from Harare. Let me try. Yeah, you are bad. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, it was bad. No, I know you're saying I'm reading from the judgment, but I don't know where I should read it from. Maybe Mr. Phugeni?
No, you didn't hear me. I said you are reading into the judgment. You are not drawing from the judgment. You must draw from the judgment, not read into the judgment. Because the narrative you are coming with, it does not come from the judgment. You are reading into it. Yeah, so I'm saying to you,
what do they represent?
No, but please follow this, because this is important.
Right.
I'm saying to you, that judgment says this issue that you are raising, it canvassed all of these matters. It canvassed the Gweru Congress. It canvassed the Bulawayo Congress. And it said in the final analysis, in other words, having considered all of this, to bring about proper governance and in the interest of justice, both parties must go back to who was supposed to be the acting president in 2018, and it's Dr. Kupe. So basically, what happened, these people that came out as a result of the May Congress in Gweru of 2019, and the people that came out as a result of the April Congress in Stanley Square in Bulawayo, they all fall under the leadership of Dr. Kupe in this MDCT. That's what the judgment is speaking to.
Okay, we not really satisfied, but we'll leave it there because it's not important for me today. The most important thing is Monzora went to the MTC Alliance Congress in Gweru. He campaigned, he wanted to win, and he was beaten hands down. Komichi, they were all there. We've got videos which you want, if you want, I can play for you, where they were saying they were going with Nelson Chamisa. They were with Nelson Chamisa, this Kupe thing, is not on. After the Supreme Court ruling, they seem to have taken over the leadership of your party. If you can tell me how did that happen when you on the other side? Those are the people who lost against your lawyers. Because I'm talking now, not before, I'm talking of the MTCT and MTC Alliance. So these people were in the alliance before you went to the elections, before the Supreme Court ruling. Had they won, I don't know what would have happened. But one Monzora is in parliament because he got some votes through proportional representation to get into the Senate through an alliance. Is it not fraud? Is it not fraud?
No, but again, I am saying to you, you are creating a narrative. You are creating a narrative by reading into the judgment instead of drawing from it. I am saying to you, the judgment recognized that these are factions of one party, and it collapsed all of those factions. and sent us back to where we should have been had these factions not formed themselves.
Right. Okay.
So
I
the
hear you.
challenge you have as the media is you keep establishing this, or you keep giving life to.
Yeah. Right. Apologies. I think I don't even know network, but I know he can hear us. Please don't cut the. Trying to reconnect you. Trying to reconnect you. Can you hear me now? Acting spokesperson of MDCT. He is the acting spokesperson. Hi. Can you hear me now? Uh, hopefully we'll get Phugeni back. We just hope we are getting closer to why we invited him to come in here. So we have got the opposition parties which are engulfed in fighting for positions, which are engulfed in fighting for power. Yet the people of Zimbabwe are suffering. Hopefully, we'll get Phugeni back. You seem to be struggling to get back to us. You want to hear more about the MTCT? It's quite disturbing here. If I read the text messages which are exchanging between those supposed to be supporting Manzora, attacking those who are supposed to be backing Coupe. It's really a shame. You can't believe these text messages in the 21st century. The people who are supposed to be so educated, Zimbabweans, saying all these things. People saying there's no way we'll be allowed to be led by Ndebele, so we have to go with Monzora. There's no way Coupe should come close. What I'm saying, if it's a matter of principles, if it's a matter of principles, that is Mr. Monzora, who I've written to him. He speaks to me every time, but he is not. He hasn't come back to say he's gonna come and answer the questions here. Or I wanted to put them together so that is clear. These people are now fighting. It is really serious. A lot of people at home don't know that there are huge problems at MTCT happening now. Seems Monzora is gone his way, Coupe, they're on the other side, and a lot of people are caught in between. They don't know exactly. Want to clarify their relationship with the ZANU PF, if there is any relationship, as people are saying, wanted to hear from him, want to hear why Monzora is using people to say these people are the developed people should never rule. If my right hand person, my right hand man can go talking about tribalism, abusing people on tribal lines, and then I keep quiet about it, there's no way I can be the leader of Zimbabwe. So I would have loved to hear from Mr. Douglas Monzora to say or to defend the work of this guy. I can't read the messages when they're not here. People have suffered, Zimbabweans have suffered a lot. They deserve better. We thought that maybe we could have really people here representing or people are fighting to free Zimbabwe. People are fighting to help the people of Zimbabwe. Let me see whether you can get that. I can't find you. Please, can you call again? Come. We need you here. You told me that you were traveling on the way. So I want to understand exactly how is this happening. These people really want to run our country. Are these people want to form a new government? I don't know, to be honest. Let me try to raise him on the phone. I want him to come live and answer the questions. Yes, there is so much infighting happening in MTCT as we speak now in preparation for the Congress. Wanted to hear what the courts are saying about the Congress, which was postponed. This is a Congress which was supposed to be held on the 31st of 31st of July. That's last week. So it was postponed. I understand you're going to the court. I don't know what's going to happen now. So it looks like we've had MDC original, MDC T Tsvangirai later on, then MDC A in Ngube, then MDC 99 Jobs Color before. Then it came to MDCT again, went to MDC Alliance, now MDCT. So what is in this name, MDC? We want to get all that. Why this name MDC? What is in there? Why are people not forming their own political parties? These are some of the questions which we want to pose to Mr. Phugeni. I don't know what's happening here. He's saying, I'm not on Wi-Fi. Let me try to find Wi-Fi. Then I'll get back to you. Oh, God. Where will you get the Wi-Fi now? The problem, we don't know where exactly he is right now. We need him. We need him. There are a lot. I'm going to read the text messages which were coming from the right-hand man of Douglas Monzora here. I wanted to read all this to him. If we get Douglas Monzora, who is a good friend, a good brother of mine, we'll bring him here as well, if he agrees. But at the moment, he's been avoiding. He say he can't talk, he can't speak now. Let's try Phugeni again. It is tough. It is tough. I'm really disturbed by the messages which I'm reading here. These people sent, and again wanted to ask Mr. Phugeni why ZANU-PF political commissar Matema said that people should vote for Monzora. I've never heard anywhere in the world, anywhere, all nations, where a ruling party will urge opposition members to vote for a particular leader. This is what I wanted to get. Let me try Mr. Phugeni again. Device not connected. Let me see whether we can get him now. Right. Sorry about that. Your network is bad.
Yeah, I'm going to be in a good Wi-Fi connection tomorrow. We can research this meeting for tomorrow.
No, I don't want tomorrow. I don't want tomorrow. I know it will be difficult to get you again. I don't want tomorrow. We need to finish this. Let's try. Let's finish this. I know tomorrow. Tell me I'm in a meeting. I'm busy. Okay. Right. We all right. We'll finish that. Let's come to the party because I don't want to lose these questions. I've got disturbing messages here, Mr. Spokesperson. Disturbing messages from your party members, from the people who are meant to be in the standing committee of MDCT, from the people who are meant to be leaders of our country, from the people who are actually running to say we are opposing ZANU-PF. These are dangerous people. When I'm looking at your people who are in the standing committees, who are exchanging messages, this is really dangerous for the country. I can't read this. If I read this, people will be shocked. The messages which are very disturbing to anybody in Zimbabwe. Do you agree that your party is a very dangerous movement?
No, I can't agree without evidence. I mean, at least let's have the V11.
You want the V11? I'll try to read some of the show. Who is Tapera Sengweni?
Tapera Sengweni will be our director for legal affairs. Okay.
Who are more ZANU-PF than Jimmy Kunaka and Shatrick Mushamombe? Get a life. This is Kumbira Ikanda, DJ. And who is more ZANU-PF between Jim Shatrick and your core pioneer Monzora campaign manager, Matema Muri, Matema Tan? Why is this guy, Matema Ndanda, saying that people should vote to Monzora? This is happening in your party.
No, you can't say it's happening in our party because Matema Tanda, I think he said that I think it was a ZANU press conference and whatever.
But he's talking about someone. He's talking about your leader. He's talking about Monzora. Why did you disassociate yourself with Matema Tanda when he said what he said as a party?
No, but I don't think it's fair to then expect me to.
No. When I'm talking, I'm not saying you. I'm saying MDCT, even Monzora, who is the Secretary General, never disassociated himself with that which was said by a ZANU-PF political commissar.
Yeah, but I was going there. Remember, I think when this comment was made, this was the time when I was part of the MDCT from Stanley Square. So this was an alliance issue, really, and that's where I was going. I really can't comment on it. I don't know whether the SG never disassociated himself with that endorsement from Nematan, I think is the ZANU Commissar, right? So I'm not sure about that. That was an alliance, Berkeley. I was not part of the alliance.
Yeah, but already, if you're not part of the alliance, this is someone who is coming to the MDC, as you are saying, is coming to MDC to go to original. This is your leader. Surely, as a party, I'm not saying you as Phuket, but as a party, surely you should have asked Monzora, what is this speech from ZANU-PF saying about you?
Yeah, but I'm saying these things happened during the time it was the alliance. Unless if we are saying we are guilty of not having asked him now to say, when you were alliance, this is what happened. What was your response to it? I would understand. But this was alliance. I really had nothing to do with it. I had always said this in my interviews that the alliance was a ZANU project. So for me, it wouldn't surprise me if ZANU people commented about alliance members, because remember, His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa, he congratulated Chamisa for taking over, if you remember. Chamisa got that congratulation. He got it. This was in 2018.
Congratulations, Chamisa, for what? Because
for taking over.
For taking over.
For taking over. Yes, from being the for becoming the successor to Dr. Morgan Tsvangirai. Now here's the point I'm making. I'm making a point to say in the alliance you could see ZANU's hand, and it is unfair to then expect me to have said anything.
No. Hold on there, Mr. Phugen. This mathematics said it recently. Not after the 2018 and all that. It was after the Supreme Court ruling when he said that people should vote for Monzora.
Oh no, I didn't know, but I've been appointed in this position, I think 5 weeks ago, so I didn't know about that. Was ever raised. In fact, I'll find out from the SG himself what is his view. Does he know anything about it? And it's possible that he has commented some about it.
Okay, let's go on with the messages. Shall I keep on reading? Because 1 Bill Evans, I can't read some of the garbage which was written here. I'll try to read some. Okay, let's listen here. Tapera Sangwena again. Nobody will vote for that Kube Ndebere. In the MDC, we are serious. Tapera Sangwena again must introduce Nelson to Pushiri, Aitire Munamato, Party Tagatora. When he killed Moken, he thought the game was over. This is coming from leadership. Now alleging that Chamisa killed Moken Tsvangirai. I didn't want to read these messages. They are too gross, some of them. This is coming from your leadership. Let me come with my question. What is the MDC policy on staffers, all employees of the party regarding political issues and allegations? If you can tell me that.
No, the policy is clear, is that staff members must stay out of politics. That's part of their terms and conditions of employment. You will, maybe you won't know this, but in our very first standing committee, we spoke about departing from the past, because every time when there was a takeover of the party, the staff had been used. So the accusation against NC is that he weaponized the staff and he made them political. And they were a blunt weapon or a sharp weapon against anyone who did not support his takeover. So we're clear as this standing committee 5 weeks ago when we set out that we do not want staff which is political. If people want to do politics, they must leave the employee of the party and come and do politics so that we face each other in the trenches, not people masquerading as employees while they are doing politics.
If I may ask you, Phugen, because I know we don't have time, because I don't want you to lose before you answer some of the questions. what is the party's policy on tribalism? Looking at what here the people who are supposed to be supporting Monzora actually say. What is the party's policy on tribalism? I've never heard of it. I've never heard you speak about tribalism. What is the policy?
No, the party was founded on an anti-tribalism objective. If you go to our constitution, we put it in our constitution there, that we're against any form of tribalism or anything, sexism and all those things. It is there in our constitution. So the objectives behind the formation of this party was to deal with the demon of tribalism. So I don't think we can be accused as a party of tribalism. No, it is actually the reason why we exist as a party, to fight against tribalism.
But listen, you say if there is a policy, sure, these people, there should be sanctions. You should have met a standing committee to say, you are the leader, can you answer to this? Why not doing
What did they? I'm waiting for the videos. What did they do?
I was just reading some of the comments. You can't me tell the world. You want me to tell the world the insults which are here insulting Kupe, your leader, insulting that. Listen here, they are saying. Listen here, Phugeni is a very angry Ndebele, and they should go. You want me to pause everything which is written by your people in leadership.
Do you find me angry?
No, it doesn't matter. But I'm saying these are the people supposed to govern Zimbabwe. Are you not?
No.
Are you not the party which want to replace ZANU-PF?
Is this your allegation that our director of legal affairs said Phugeni is an angry Ndebele?
Of course. I can give you the messages here and their phone numbers if you want that. I'm simply asking you, have you never seen messages which are attacking your leader in MDC, within the party structures, within the leadership?
No, look, let me put it to you this way. Now that you are saying I have been attacked, because now when I comment, people may actually even misconstrue my comments.
No, it's attacking that you people are just angry somebody. There's no way people vote Kupe because they quite a lot of things. You know, as me as a nationalist, there's no way I can read some of the messages which are coming from the team which is supposed to be Monzora's. I haven't seen your responses from the other side.
Okay. No, let me help you in this way. As if you are seated in a meeting and there are 15 of us in a meeting, say the standing committee, there's about 15 of us. If one of us soils themselves, you know, and there's a stench coming, it may be difficult to isolate that person and actually know who it is. So all of us will just be looking at, looking at each other, trying to figure out where is this smell exactly coming from. But that looking around is not going to last for a long time. So in other words, that person won't be disguised for quite a long time, because very soon the flies are going to start flying around that person. Now, for me, here I'm speaking on behalf of the party. It is unfair when journalists see one individual where tribalists and bigots are coalescing around that person. Instead of picking the phone, asking that person, why is it that all bigoted individuals are around you, and then you tarnish the whole party with the same brush? The MDC is not tribal. I will not speak for individuals, because you, the journalist, know. Not only the journalist.
There's no way I'll go for somebody who doesn't have a position in the party and start asking, why are you a tribalist? That person will ask me that, where am I getting that? Why am I targeting him? Thinking that I'm fighting him. I have to come to the leadership. You are the spokesperson of MTCT. You are the right person to comment about the party. You are the right person to defend or come clean and tell us exactly what's happened to the party. Information comes from you. There's no way if I call any MDC cadre now and say, comment about this, he will agree to talk to me. Because you say, no, you talk to the spokesperson. Now I come to you, I'm giving you want the V11s. You're far away, you're over 10,000 miles away from me. There's no way I can give you my phone and see this message which we intercepted, which we have now. The messages which are really gross, which in other words, in Western or civilized nations, all those people in your leadership, the director of elections and all those people who have resigned and quit the party. If it is a normal situation, when I say to you, this dangerous movement, it is a dangerous movement.
No. I agree with you that you have to give me the V11s and hold me accountable. But I want you to hear this point. The MDCT in 2014, I'm pushing back against this narrative that was a dangerous party. In 2014, it elected Dr. Grupe as the vice president to be president in the event that the president is not there. It elected Honorable Love Momo to be chairperson with that succession.
We spoke about. No, that okay. I know about that. I know about that. Let's come to this thing. You are preparing. You are the party. For instance, you are the party to replace ZANU-PF, right? You want MDC. You want to take over and run the country. Don't start narrating the past. I'm saying to you, let me see. Yes, it exists in tribalism, but there's no way we can allow Denimoyo. There's no way we can allow in this 21st century, in a modern world, civilized society, we allow tribalism to exist. If you start nurturing it now, before you get into power. Can you imagine if, for instance, Mr. Douglas Bonzora, the right-hand man, is saying all these things, he gets into power, he leads the party, wins elections. It means Zimbabwe will be divided even worse than Robert Mugabe's time. This is dangerous.
Yeah, but
dangerous
I wish you could allow me to speak, Mr. Span. I'm making a defense here for my party. And I'm saying to you, it then elected Honorable Abednego Pepe and Honorable Tamsan Namsan in those positions. So the party, corporately, it is not tribal. I'm agreeing with you that there are individuals, as I said when I was in an interview in another platform, that every organization, it's a phenomenon, it's a Zimbabwean phenomenon, where there are some people who are enjoying tribal privileges and they are almost blind to the stain and the deadliness of tribalism. So you are speaking to me about leaders who are either in conversation or who are being supported or canvassed for using tribalism. The point I'm bringing to you is that you, as the media, you need to expose those leadership. You will not find a defense from me on behalf of that leadership, but I will defend my party because my party.
No, you defend your party how? You defend your party how? When you know that I've just told you, and you know about these messages. I've just told you, your director of elections, the people in the legal affairs of your party, the right-hand man of one supposed to be Secretary General of the party, he is saying these messages. Won't you ask? Won't you demand as a party? Are there any others in the standing committee?
No, we will.
These messages.
No. But Mr. Spanda, you've just brought this thing to my attention now, right? I cannot miraculously, I cannot simultaneously have this interview with you and also hold a standing committee by the side. I can't. Now you have brought this to my attention. Now maybe what you need to say is to say, Mr. Phugeni, can you come next week and tell me what you as a party have done about these matters? I will understand. But for you to bring something to my attention on air right now and expect me or my party to have done something about it, it's not practical.
Okay, let's go on with the messages. I don't know. Say Kumbira Ikanda. You know Kumbira Ikanda, no? You know Kumbira Ikanda? He's an MDCT. Do you know Kumbira Ikanda?
He's a member of the alliance.
He's a member of the alliance. How
He's
does
an MDC alliance. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. He says to you. He says not to you, to the other guy somewhere. He says, but in Ndebelezi will fight until Kupe wins. ED will give all the necessary support to her. Is Thokozani Kupe captured by ED, like they are saying?
No, but of course, this is malicious propaganda coming from the alliance. What do you expect from the alliance? But listen to the language. Ndebelezi will fight until Kupe wins, thereby giving an impression that Dr. Kupe can only be supported by Ndebelezi. As a matter of fact, Dr. Cooper is an international figure representing Zimbabwe in international platforms. So I reject with the contempt it deserves to try and portray or create a picture that only Ndebele people support Dr. Cooper. It's a fallacy, it's false. She's an international leader who happens to be representing our country in different international platforms. This is a former deputy prime minister of the country, not of Ndebele's, of Zimbabwe. But you see, the challenge which is there is that Zimbabweans in generality have not put a price on tribalism to say, if you are seen to be mobilizing in an ethical, along tribal lines, we will punish you. So you have these leaders that, in a way, they have these runners doing bidding for them, you know, mobilizing along ethnic lines, and they don't get punished. And so there's nothing that can happen. Maybe the country needs to have laws against tribalism. You see, if you go to South Africa, they have laws against people who perpetuate white supremacy.
Okay, this is a conversation. It's not. I think to say propaganda. This was not like in public, the space or whatever. You can call it propaganda, but this was a talk, a discussion between your personal director, who is employed at Harvest House as the legal director, somebody who should know law. Tapera Seven is employed. He was talking to an alliance, supposedly an alliance member.
Yeah, but here's a point that I'm making.
Yeah, hold on there. Let me finish here. Right. So if this is a legal director, how then if you go to Congress with such people when they've already shown
no, but listen, my friend, and I make this point very conscious of what I'm saying. I am saying to you, the alliance has under talking points.
Are you still there? We'll try him. Mr. Phugeni, I don't get it at all. Why somebody in authority working at the MDC Harvest House office, legal director of MTCT, says such things to someone on the alliance side. People want me to read this. No, this is very divisive. Some of the messages which I hear are very divisive. And it is bad. It is sad. It turns my stomach around. I've never seen such insults. People are supposed to be saying they are following Mr. Douglas Munzora, who I wanted to put with Phugeni here. The insults are that's too much. And there's no way I'll read this. This is divide Zimbabweans, divide the people. I'm praying every day how we can unite the people of Zimbabwe. Where I can hear someone saying I'm a Zimbabwean, where we move around, not someone saying I'm Shona, I'm Ndebele and all that. The insults are too much, and there's no way I can read them on my page. Yeah, these are people who Monzora, just keep reading them. Okay, I think it's here. So you say this is why is this person still? Is he not employed?
I was making a point. I was saying to you, I'm correct when I'm saying it's malicious propaganda from the alliance. It's their malicious propaganda talking points. So this alliance guy is now talking to an MDC guy, allegedly. And then this guy is now, wait. Then this guy betrays his tribalism, thinking that it's just two guys of the same ethnicity talking to each other, not alive to the reality that he's going to leak that, right? So you do have two bigots talking to each other. And unfortunate for them, and fortunate for us, one of them decides to expose their conversation.
Listen,
now, seated here, there's nothing I can do about it.
No, but
when we are in the standing committee, you can then ask me next week what happened about that case. But there's a point that I'm making, which we are.
Yeah. But what is disappointing is the person he's talking about, this Sangweni, Tapera Sangweni, is employed by MDC, is a legal director. Can you imagine, let's say my lawyer discusses about me with somebody else on tribal lines. How do we fix this country? How are we going to fix Zimbabwe? This is said. I wanted to understand exactly the allocation coming from MDC Alliance, which I'm going to read the messages. Because he's a spokesperson, we are told that we need to speak to the spokesperson. MDC Alliance is already said that they have got evidence that Monzora was given money. I spoke to Lillian, a lot of you, Lillian from the Alliance, Senator Lillian Timvias. She said she has evidence. Douglas Monzora was given money by ZANU-PF, and the last man was 10,000, which was given to him to fight and be the opposition in Zimbabwe. Now we see that according to here, let me read. Manicaland, Harare, they're going to Gweru, going to Mashonaland East Central, they're going to Midlands. All the structures will vote Douglas Monzora, and they all saying, and the other person should not lead. So I wanted to understand this. But anyway, the spokesperson say he can't comment on that. But I've just given him the names, and we stand by the message which are on a screenshots, not typed. So type, we might say somebody tampered with them, but these are on a screenshot. This was the at 5 o'clock, 10 past 5, 8, all coming on. We are waiting. If it comes back, then it is. We are not doing anything as a Zimbabwe. We thought that we have an opposition which will fix Zimbabwean issues. It means we are jumping from the pot to the fire. So nothing is changing for the ordinary person of Zimbabwe. Already, we thought these are young people now in the opposition. They will unite our country. I go different countries of the world. I see there's nobody who talk about the tribe in those countries. I live in England here. I don't see anyone going around and say, you're Welsh, you're whatever, Scottish, come to here, the Welsh should not get it. People are given things equally. They respect. We've got leaders come from different places. We have even now in UK, people don't know that even the prime minister there is somebody whose parents were not from this country, but they are running the country, they are rolling. Donald Trump, father was from Germany, mother from Scotland. He's running America. So was Obama with a Kenyan father and a mother from Asia. He ran America. We're seeing in South Africa, a neighboring country, we've had a Zulu, we've had a Xhosa with Mandela, Mbeki, we had a Zulu with Jacob Zuma. We now have a vendor, tiny minority from the vendor is running the country, is now the president. We've had a Soto Mutlanthe and all those people. In Zimbabwe, we are told we're a highly learned nation. But surely, how lame is this? How daft is this? The 21st century, reading about exchanges of tribalism, people actually preaching it, telling people don't vote for this person because in the bed. What has that person done? What crime has he committed? So it means, in other words, nobody should rule Zimbabwe unless that person is of Shona origin. Is that what you're trying to say? So that is clear. They put in the constitution of Zimbabwe. I believe a leader should be anyone who is capable. I'm not here to say who is supposed to lead the country, who is supposed to be president of the country, but the person running the country should be voted for by the people. People should vote on merit. They shouldn't look at where the person comes from. whether it's a woman, it's a man. This is a disease. This is a cancer. This was sought by Robert Mugabe when he took over. We ran away from Joshua Nkomo, went on to betray Ndabaninsi Tole using tribalism as a tool. I realized in Zimbabwe when people they just know that no, there's no way I can succeed here. The tool they use is tribalism. Why? You might call the Soko, but not knowing that your father is really Ndlovu. You might call Spanda when you know that maybe your father is Chamino. So at the moment with the intermarriages, the way our country, our beautiful country was built, and the way it was during the white people running the country, nobody heard of this Shona and Ndebele thing. It came after independence of Zimbabwe, so-called the independence of Zimbabwe. Like I said, it turns my stomach upside down. I don't even know. I don't get it at all. Intermarriages, people don't respect that. Don't see how it is. Why can't people be treated equally? Why should tribalism be used as a weapon to defeat the other person? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm telling you. Was when I see Nigerians moving around, you see what I said? I said Nigerians. I never said Igbos. What we call it the other one. There are many tribes in Nigeria, many, but you hear them Nigerians. Even when you're here in South Africa, say I'm Nigerians. They don't say this sorry so. In South Africa, how nice it is. Find a Zulu person speaking Zulu nicely, with a Xhosa, with a suit. You can't separate South Africans when they're together, when they're moving around in South Africa. They're moving around doing their work. Nobody says, these are Xhosa, they should be there. Or don't vote for a Xhosa, don't vote for a suit. You never hear that. Why are we seeing this in a new Zimbabwe? But the said things that we're told Zimbabwe are highly limited. And again, my friends, uh, why is it somebody when he questions anything is called is tribalism? I, for one, I want to question everybody. I don't care who it is. So when you question that person, but what can you do is just tribalism. When somebody tries to excel, when he is questioned by somebody who's in the is tribalism. When I highlight the issues affecting Bulawayo, where I live, in my area, it's called tribalism. When I'm trying to correct the wrongdoings in those areas, it's tribalism. I don't stop anyone from Maswingo, anyone from Bikita, anyone from Rewa, from raising an issue about their own area. It is fine. You can come out and say, I'm from Mtare. This is what is happening in Mtare. The hospital is down. It's not tribalism. You'll be raising an issue. Why every time when we raise this issue of, let's say, this Bulawayo, one thing, there's no shortage of this, then somebody said, no, it happens even in Harare, or it happens everywhere. This is tribalism. Why? Father Zimbabwe, Joshua Nkomo, the man who even said, I don't see any human being, I see no color, I see no tribe, I see a normal human being. Why people didn't buy to that philosophy? Nkomoism is the best. He was a nationalist. And Nkomo was loved in all corners of the world. But Robert Mugabe, because he knew he wasn't popular, he knew that there was no way he could win in Zimbabwe. And then he started breeding tribalism into it and saying, Nkomo, how do you allow in the way? And this is what we are now seeing nearly 40 years later. 40 years later, we are seeing this coming back. So, I don't know. To be honest, it is time to get rid of tribalism. Whether Phugeni is consulting, I don't know. But if they want the messages, I'm happy to avail the messages to them, the whole standing committee. I don't believe the standing committee of MDC didn't see these messages. They know Mr. Phugeni is trying to defend the. Yeah? Okay, let's see. Let's try again. I think he says I'm trying, but I'm failing. I don't know whether if he's really indeed trying to defend this. What I'm saying, if somebody's employed, surely this person, the number is there, the screenshots are there. that person, especially here in UK, he will be history. He'll be fired. He'll be fired. I don't even know. We can't criticize MDC. All MDCs you can't criticize, as you will see with the comments. If you criticize this particular one, also ungachamis. If you criticize uchamis, ungwezana. So what type of society is that? What we can't have an opinion on things, we can't say anything. Whatever we say, you belong to someone else. People don't believe that you can talk something from your own heart. What I'm saying is coming from my own heart, what I'm seeing, what I see when I'm moving around, things I experience and all that. But you hear somebody saying, this and that, because you criticize Chamisa, therefore, ZANU-PF bought you. You criticize these ones now, they are saying, maybe alliance. Zimbabwe, you're not allowed. So whatever, when they love a leader, they are so blinkered. The people are so blinkered that they can't see the faults. That person is just perfect, is a saint, he can't make mistakes. Where are we? What are we doing as Zimbabweans, as Africans? If we are going to hero worship leaders and say, so and so is done it, it is okay. Whether it does this, it is okay. Tomorrow, when Nelson Chamisa wake up and say, I'm working with EG, I know the people here will say, it is okay. It's fine, because Nelson Chamisa. Not going to go anywhere. People of Zimbabwe should learn principles, matter of principles. Let's call a spade a spade. If we were to fix our country, like our neighbors, South Africa, if they don't want something, they don't want. They don't say, I belong to ANC, I belong to EFF. They come out as South Africans. This is why their country is doing well. We need to do the same and say, stop saying, no, let's make a leader a saint. Let's make a leader untouchable. This leader should never be criticized. People make mistakes, they need to be criticized. If people get the wrong decision, they need to be criticized. ZANU, MTCT, MTCA, ZAPU, whoever, they need to be criticized. The danger is if you put people on hero worshipping and say this person is a saint, is a god, a small god, even if he runs the country. This is why we suffered nearly 47 years in the hands of Robert Mugabe, because people were allowing Robert Mugabe to violate the constitution of Zimbabwe, to do as he wished. People saying no, and the way to Robert Mugabe, pambi, messing up the country. Now your children, your great-grandchildren will start asking you, your great-grandchildren start asking you, why was this happening in Zimbabwe? Decades, this happening in Zimbabwe. And what are they going to say? They're saying, because this is a leader which I chose, and he's right. Whatever he says, whatever he does, even he comes and soil and sit in your sitting room, take off his pants and soil it to say, no, it's okay, it's my leader, it's okay, it's fine. So there's no way we can go anywhere. There's no way. At the moment, I want to be frank with you. I want to be honest with you. Whilst I'm waiting for Phugeni. At the moment, to be honest, there is no, but let's see. I think he is back. We've been waiting for you. Can you tell me what is happening?
I'm back. It's the network. Hey,
the network. Okay.
No, into Zabantu, because normally I do these interviews and it's not this bad. So namhlanje nje hayi khona. Yeah.
All right, where were you? You explaining, you're defending your
yeah. I was saying to you.
Listen here. Yeah, no, before you go in further, Mr. Phugeni, a party is made up of people. Don't defend the name only. Defend. Can you come clean about the people inside that party? I know you want to protect the MDCT, but the people within. Now this person is employed. No, the person is employed. Why is he still employed with these messages?
Yeah, but I've said to you, we are yet to meet since you've made these messages public. It is after that meeting that you can then ask me this type of questions. But you guys have met. What has since happened of what has since happened of this guy. But before then, it is to be able to hold this interview at the same time be sitting on some hearing about the behavior of an employee of the party. Now, I understand the why you would be working.
I don't even know.
There's programs that it needs to be engaged in dealing with, not this thing of tribalism. It is worrying. It is really troubling that I have to spend so much time on this issue, considering the origins of this party.
It definitely, let me tell you one thing. The 1999 MDC, which was formed, Wallace was there, still working for ZPC, is totally different from the MDCs which are here today. The values, the founding values of the movement are no longer the same, because I don't believe it during those people's time in 1999, 2000, they will have led this. Because if this person is talking to somebody who is an outsider, can you imagine the information? If ZANU-PF comes with 1,000, he's going to give ZANU-PF about your party.
That is why I'm saying, before we were cut off by the network last time, I was saying to you, you as the media must help us, because the MDC does not exist for itself. And the court did speak something to this reality. It said the MDC has a realistic chance of being government tomorrow. That is why when you find these things, you must expose them. But don't stop with the runners, because these are just runners. They are obviously doing this for certain candidates. It is those candidates that you must ask tough questions about them to say, is this your program for Zimbabwe? Because we are running to lead MTCT so that we lead Zimbabwe. That's basically where we're driving to. So these leaders of the MTCT, if you do not expose them as the media, tomorrow they will be your leaders, and they will make Mgabe look like a garden boy. Because I can tell you this for sure. I have not seen, I joined this party in 2002. I have never seen such a tribal campaign like this one, ever. This is worse. Now, a lot of people used to say NC was tribal, but I can tell you NC is a schoolboy on this type of a campaign, because NC was never so blatant about it. But you can see that there is a campaign which is clearly mobilizing around tribal lines. That campaign seems to be benefiting from it because it doesn't seem to care. You'll remember President Obama, when he was made aware of the comments that the Reverend made. These comments were not made during Obama's time, and they were not made for his benefit. But he found the comments so offensive that he said to the Reverend, you can no longer be associated with my campaign. But these campaigns that are, or this particular campaign that seems to be the beneficiary of this tribal tirade, it just gives a very weak excuse to say, no, MTC is against tribalism, blah, 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 but there's no action that seems to be followed, which is in the same measure as the offensiveness of the tribalism.
Your party...
How did I do there?
No, it's okay. I got you. You did well. Let me tell you one thing. Okay. Your party seems to have inherited ZANU-PF DNA of violence, ZANU-PF of Robert Mugabe's violence. There's so much violence in your party. Are you really an opposition, or these are the people who are after power for themselves? Not about the people of Zimbabwe, but these are the people who just there. They want to have power. They want to lead the party. They don't care about the country itself.
Yeah, look. Let me put to you the following. Yeah, let me put to you the three things.
I'm listening.
No, let me put to you three things that I will never defend. And that is why you find that this interview is so difficult for me compared to other interviews I've done with you or anyone else. Because the matters you are raising are matters that speak to me as an individual, even before I become a party member and a spokesperson for that matter. Is the issue of violence. Violence cannot be defended. Is the issue of tribalism. It cannot be defended. Is the issue of sexism. Those three things I can't seem to defend because I don't want to defend them because they are gross, as you said. No person must be subjected to tribalism. No person must be subjected to sexism. No person must be subjected to violence. And I'm saying to you as the media, I'm calling upon you as the media, expose these people for us, for Inswelaboya that they are. These people are animals. What they are doing is they are hijacking our part for their own selfish ends and selfish interests. That is what is happening here. And I will not defend that. But the party, its followers, I can tell you, they are not tribal, they are not violent, they are not sexist. And I have told you how I come to that conclusion. But there are individuals who have managed to master how to capture a party. So they start by staffing the party with staffers or with employees that follow their agenda or that advance their agenda.
For you,
that's how we understand and took over the power, the party.
For you to say media should be one helping to expose it, this is something in the public domain. This is the exchanges of WhatsApp and all that. Yourself, you are not showing as leadership that the zero tolerance for tribalism, sexism, and all that. Because you don't fire anyone. Nobody has been sanctioned. I don't remember any person in MDC been sanctioned for that. I don't remember. No. Now we are telling you, this person, I know deep down there, Mr. Phugeni, you know about this message which I read to you. It's not new to you. There's violence in MDC.
But I'm saying to you,
MDC have a house violence. Hold on. MDC have a house violence. MDC have MTC harvest house violence. The people coming to say so-called, these are Monzora's people are saying this. You have seen that?
No.
Talk.
Mr. Sman, I say to you, these messages came into the public domain, I think yesterday or so. And the standing committee is yet to meet.
Suspend the guy. Suspend the guy. Suspend. You should get out of the office. Suspend the guy.
Yeah. But it's not me. That's the point that you are missing. It's not me. The party.
No, listen here, Phugeni, I don't agree with that. So if this person has stolen money, we're gonna say, let's wait for the standing committee meeting. Let's not call the police. Let's not call it the police. And then the evidence already, this person is covering up the evidence.
No, but
if this person, we should have
suspended. But you stopped me before I finished the meeting.
Okay. Talk.
No, but there's a point I'm making, and you are stopping me make the point. I am saying to you, as you read down those messages, you will discover that that person is campaigning for a certain candidate. This is the silly season of elections. So if I act or I push for an action, you, the very same media, you'll start publishing that I am pushing that for such and such a candidate. And I'm saying to you,
your network
is process.
Yes.
That does not seem to be influenced by outside considerations, where we can sit and go through a process to resign. But I don't want to preempt him in a fair and a transparent platform without necessarily doing something what people may consider.
So if this person takes 5,000 from the accounts, today is what? Is a Monday. You will wait for the standing committee to sit first. You won't call the police? Won't you send the person home? Won't you send the person home? Can you hear me? Mr. Phugeni? I don't know what's happening. I think he is muted. Can you hear me? Hello? Yeah. He's saying they have to wait. wait for the standing committee to sit before they make a decision. So obviously this person is is destroying the evidence. I thought he will be suspended, then they go to the standing committee, he is asked to. I'm just imagining if this person decides to take money today, will they wait for them to sit in the standing committee in future and say, no, come to the standing committee first? I don't know. So I can't. Let's try Douglas Munzora if we are lucky, if he decides to talk, because he. Oh my God. Okay, I can see Phugeni is back there. Yeah. So, yeah, we know your network is bad. A quick question. I'm saying if this guy today steals $5,000 from your coffers, and then tell us you wait for the standing committee to sit first before you suspend him.
No, but I'm saying to you, I think there is a point which you are ignoring. I'm saying to you, this guy is allegedly attacking Dr. Kupe on behalf of a person who is the head of administration. So basically, in a normal case, that head of administration would have suspended him, but he's not taking that action. If Dr. Kupe, the president, who's supposedly the victim of this tribal tirade, suspends that person, do you realize the optics, how bad that whole thing is going to look? So I'm saying allow other people who are seemingly not conflicted to deal with this matter, because Dr. Kupe is the victim.
Surely,
and supposed
Phugeni, I'm not talking about Dr. Kupe. Get me right. I'm not talking about Dr. Kupe who is being insulted here. I'm talking about the MDC part, which you say you are protecting, you are speaking on behalf of the party. I'm saying the party is not doing anything. What does it say about the party itself? If something like this happens, you're not suspending the guy. You're saying you're waiting to sit.
Yeah, yes. But I'm saying,
yeah. Talk. Yeah, network is bad. Talk.
No. But Mr. Spand, I'm giving you a practical solution. I'm saying to you, the party is a touristic person. It's not an individual person. So basically, it acts through people. And I'm saying to you, the person who's supposed to be acting as head of administration is supposedly the beneficiary of this tribal tirade. And the other person who's supposed to act is the victim of this tribal tirade. So it's difficult for you then to then say to me, the party is not acting in ignorance of these effects that I'm giving you. You've got the messages. So basically, you can see who are the parties involved there. So ordinarily, Dr. Kupe would have come in as the president to act, but he is the alleged victim of this tirade.
Now we've seen it. We have seen that you have actually stated clearly that Phugeni is acting on behalf of Monzora, yet is illegal, is in the legal side of the party. So this party, allow me to say it again, it is, maybe shall I say, it's full of dangerous people. Can you imagine such people in government? Can you imagine such people in government? Can you imagine such people running the country? Can you imagine if there are factions before the Congress? Factions before the Congress.
No, I did not say.
Talk. Let's go.
No, Mr. Spand. No, Mr. Spand, I did not say he is acting on behalf of the SG.
No,
I said the charts, the V11s which you gave me allegedly show him to be acting on behalf of the SG.
Yes.
That's what the chart.
Correct. You're correct on that.
Okay.
But I'm saying,
so the point.
Yeah.
So the point I am raising. Yeah.
Yeah. The point. Go ahead. The network is bad.
The point I'm raising. Yeah.
Yes.
The point I'm raising is, it's too early for you to judge us this harshly. give us time and space to deal with this issue as leadership first. Number two, as a general members of the party, because as leadership, we'll have an opportunity to deal with this. And as members, we'll also have an opportunity to deal with.
Okay, all right. Let's finalize this. Let's finalize. I'm not going to get any clear answers as why your party is already manifesting itself as a very tribalistic party. The really Robert Mugabe ZANU-PF itself, is it Mark II? So if people are going to be voted on tribal lines, like people are saying, don't worry about wherever the person comes from. You need someone to lead the people of Zimbabwe to help. So let me say to Phugeni, wait for the standing committee. Exactly, like Mr. Tenman said, Del Monzora is complicit in not condemning such. You're very right. This is why I'm trying to ask him. He doesn't want to say. He's saying he's quiet. He needs to wait for the standing committee. So if Monzora is not coming out to say disassociate himself with the legal affairs officer, works at the office of MDC, then these people are wasting people's time. And I'm sorry, people, for my name, as a nationalist, as a Zimbabwean, to read some of the messages which I used to campaign against Ukupe is quite disturbing people. So there's no way I'll read such messages live on air. These are people supposedly supporting Umonzora. They are speaking highly of Umonzora, saying a lot of things, saying we don't even need Matebele land, even if they vote for their coupe, we don't care. So we have taken over. We've taken over Manika land, Mashonaland East, West, Maitlands. We are dealing with Maitlands now. Masvingo, wait for it up to the end. We'll deal with the other people. So please, people should know that they should never vote in the person to be in charge. They're saying people should not. Yes, Vuga. They're saying people should not. I don't know. I wanted to hear when their Congress will be. Let me tell one thing. A lot of people will say whatever they want to say. At the moment, ZANU-PF is smiling. Thank you very much, Vuga. Well done for your protest on Friday. ZANU-PF is smiling. At the moment, the opposition is all about power. It is all about power. These people just love power. These people already, they are condoning tribalism. The campaign which is being used, I wonder how this, if this really a Congress happens, this maybe will be violent Congress. People of Zimbabwe deserve better. It is high time to educate people from home that perhaps the solutions to our country is not from the local people. Local people have been fed poison. It is for you people in the diaspora all over the world to change the people's mindset. You have lived all over the world. You have lived all over the world. You have experienced democracies. You have seen how things are done. If perhaps you can be the people who come with a solution in Zimbabwe. With the way things are happening in our beautiful nation, there will never be peace. That country, people always remain divided, but don't blame the ordinary people. This is coming from the top, it's coming from the leaders. It's coming from the leaders. You can say whatever you want to say, it's coming from the leaders. People want to say things without facts. If people can get the facts and present them, we are trying to bring the facts we are giving to them, they defend the party. I know Phugeni loves this party, loves MDC. So we need to work hard to educate our people. But it's unfortunate that there's so much anger in our beautiful nation. So much anger resentment, division amongst the Zimbabweans. So you wonder how this can be fixed. Already, when you think that maybe things will be peaceful or change, but it's getting worse. We'll try to get a committee, unless Douglas Monzora agrees finally to come. We'll try and get committee as well and speak. We spoke to MDC Alliance. For those who missed the interview there on my timeline, we spoke to Lillian Timvias. We said there's got evidence Monzora was given money by his NPF to do what he's doing. So we put that across to Babu Monzora to say, my brother, these are the allegations, but he looks like he's not willing to come and commit here. Lillian Timvia said, if I add Monzora here to talk, I should add as well. It's gonna expose him right here. So it becomes difficult when you're far like this to put them together. Because someone tell you that I'm not available, like Phugeni was busy. He said in a meeting. So he said, now I'm available, I can do it quick one afternoon. I saw now he's gone. When I'm asking next week, let's talk. We'll try to bring him back. But the people you have seen, how? These are learned, highly educated people. Highly educated people like Douglas Monzora, who, if he allows such a thing to happen, if he allows these people to go on using his name to do all those campaigns, and it doesn't speak out about them, then we're not fixing anything in Zimbabwe. Surely, I'm sure it is NPF people looking at it, the people, them looking at the country going down economy, they are relaxed. They are relaxed. They are relaxed because they know that there's no opposition. They spent over 2 years, after the elections, all people just wasting time, attacking one another, fighting. Who owns this? Who is this? Who is doing this? Fighting each other. All the 2 years have been wasted. Nobody's come with a plan or a strategy. How do we deal with this? If there were riggings, let's expose the rigging. Let's deal with it. If the way it is, I've seen the Parliament of Zimbabwe, there's nothing which is fixing our country. The people of Zimbabwe have suffered so much. The people of Zimbabwe have suffered so much. They deserve a better opposition. A better opposition. A really better opposition to change their lives. But if we're going to be scoring cheap points, attacking one another, daily, things moving on, 2023 is just around the corner, they'll come back, we find ourselves back again here, saying, the elections were rigged, this and that, start insulting. Where are we going? Where are we going, really? We can't all be in power. There's no way we can all be in power. Can't you unite as Zimbabwe? Just get into one nation. One nation. I believe that is time for people like Vuga, these citizens, concerned citizens, to get together, get people together, and forget about political parties, because this is disappointing. You insult one another. We get insulted because if we question so and so, I know there'll be attack because the people believe that my questioning was a way to attack Monzora and MTCT. Once you do that, you are labeled. When you go to someone else and ask, you are labeled, because the people, their mindset are with the leaders. Because I love Vuga, so I must not think of anybody else. I must attack anyone who criticizes Vuga for failing. So that's where the problem is. Now there's so much violence. There's so much. Now when they got the Harvest House back from Alliance, they start attacking one another again. Before they were saying Alliance and MDC attacking. Now there's MDCT is now fighting. Monzora's people are saying this. They're actually saying no one who is in Ndebele should lead. And this is someone who is supposed to be a lawyer sitting in the office of MDC, employed, getting a salary, saying should not ever vote in Ndebele in power. Kupe will die in Ndebele without anything. I don't know. So that's how it is, folks. So I think we need to arrange with Phugeni when he's got a wife, but as you know, he's a very intelligent guy. Obviously, he's being diplomatic. He knows the truth. So, talking about the leaders of Zimbabwe, all opposition, everybody in opposition, all opposition parties, they've worked with ZANU-PF one way or the other before. So we can't say we've got a clean opposition. If you're talking of that they should never be. They've worked with them, and there was nothing wrong. Business-wise, they've worked with them. We've seen lawyers standing for lawyers of MDC who were in the leadership, actually in courts defending ZANU-PF corrupt people. We saw my brother, who is my good friend, Job Scala, defending Mzembe, who stole money and ran away of the country. We've seen people, the lawyers, we've seen the NIBT representing ZANU-PF, but they attack ZANU-PF on the other side. This is why I was saying it's a matter of principles. I myself, if I'm a lawyer, and tell me that go and defend someone who has looted the resources of Zimbabwe, I'll tell you no, I'm abstaining. I can't. But because whether it's money or what, whether it's money or whatever, to say no, I'm in the MDC leadership. I tend to go and defend a ZANU-PF person who has looted millions. And then I come to Parliament and say, ZANU-PF, you're corrupt, you're looting millions. But in court, I was saying I'm defending this guy didn't steal. That's why I say it is a matter of principles. So I'm saying to you, it is morally wrong. Once you're in leadership of MTC, refuse to do or defend people in ZANU-PF. Vice versa, those in ZANU-PF should not defend the MTC when they're in court. Maybe the law can work out well. Again, we go to judiciary. And then when they lose a case, they say it's captured. When they win a case, it's not captured. What are we doing as Zimbabweans? Because all sides, ZANU has won cases, they've lost cases, MTC have won cases, they've lost cases. So where are we going? I'm appealing to the folks all over the world, Zimbabweans all over the world, scattered all over the world, to say it is time for the people of Zimbabwe to unite. People of Zimbabwe to unite and concentrate on fixing the country. Maybe you discover amongst yourself there are real leaders, the proper leaders, who can actually take the country forward. Because these personal things that we are trying to say no, help one another. I believe if people of Manicaland get together, now I'm pushing for devolution, get together, unite and uplift Manicaland. People of Mashonaland West do the same. People of Masvingo do the same. People of Matalele do the same, or make do the same. And they concentrate on uplifting your provinces. And then coming out and voting, perhaps voting on the way to say this person is good here, we can do this, and voting people on merit, and forget the party thing, because they will put thugs in there. They will put the thugs in there who are there for money. It's gonna lead you astray, it's gonna divide people, because one thing, they benefit from the division. Finally, let's get Puken for his last words, then we call it off. Let's get him for the last time. You've delayed my show by over 2 hours because I'm trying to finish everything. I'll try to educate people about these divisions which are there in Zimbabwe. That it looks like they won't end. At the moment, we can simply say ZANU-PF has got no opposition. Are you here? I told him on the phone, but he says he's coming. Hello? Mr. Pukin, I don't even know where you are. Ah, God. It's gone. It's not about the percentage or who is this, where do you come from. It's on merit. Electoral leaders on merit. People do it. Go back to the original MDC, which was founded in September of 1999. 2 months after Joshua Nkomo died. You go and see how it was. It was balanced. There were lawyers. There were lawyers.
I'm
There
back.
were everything. There were doctors. Yeah, back. Yeah. Before run, I want you to. I don't want to dwell much on other things. I want to be quick. So
Yes,
that
I'm
when
back.
in case we lose, you will be done. I'm saying we don't have opposition in Zimbabwe now. Do we?
Yeah.
Do we have any opposition in Zimbabwe now?
No, we do have opposition, but I want to make
Can we?
a
Oh God. It's
point,
Yeah.
which I think is lost. Spanda, just allow me to make this point you've just asked me.
Yeah.
This conversation we were having now, I want
Yeah.
you to appreciate that it's happening in the context of a contest to become the president of the party.
Mm-hmm.
So the actions of this gentleman must be seen in that context, that he's not acting on behalf of the party, but is acting on behalf of a campaign or a candidate. So to the extent that I am able to remove the party from the actions of this individual, you need to assist me by at least accepting the background to his actions. That is not acting on behalf of the party, he's acting on behalf of a campaign and an individual. The party will play its part, but there is an individual or a campaign that also has a duty, not only to the party, but also to the generality of Zimbabwe, to say this, but no further, we will not allow this type of campaign or this type of behavior. If that does not happen, then you know what that campaign stands for. That campaign stands for tribalism, that campaign mobilizes around ethnicity. I think that is the most important point that I need to make, that you need to distinguish between the actions of this individual on behalf of the party and these actions right now. Right now, it's clear that he's working for an individual, he's working for a campaign.
Okay. All right. So you are saying opposition is there in Zimbabwe. Clarify one thing. Why are people saying Umama is captured by ED?
No, Umama is not captured. I think I have made this point. Let me attempt to make it in your platform. Maybe you will understand it better. Nelson Chamisa appeared with Emerson, the president, His Excellency Emerson Mnangagwa, at President Dr. Morgan Tsvangirai's house during his last days. You don't just appear with the president of a country unless there have been discussions and arrangements somewhere. So basically, it shows you that there is private contact between these two people. Nelson Chamisa attended the inauguration of President Mnangagwa. Right. Nelson Chamisa attended the 2018 Independence Day celebrations, which were presided by Mnangagwa, the president of Zimbabwe, His Excellency, and his deputy, Chiwenga. Now, let me also make this point. When I call people by their offices, the national offices, it's because that's where we're going. So when Dr. Kupe is there, I need people to understand how she must be addressed. So there's nothing to it more than that. Now, you have just read me, or you have just referred to a statement said by a ZANU leader, Komasa, to an MDC member, saying that person must take off. Dr. Kupe has never had any public pronouncements from President Emerson Mnangagwa to the effect that she must lead MDC. There's never been that. Dr. Kupe has never had any meetings with the President Emerson Mnangagwa or any ZANU person, except when she goes on a public platform, which is Pollard, and have meetings there in full view of the whole world and the country. But what Dr. Kupe is suffering from is what I call alpha male or sexism. She's also suffering from tribalism, because it will appear that only males and basically, or especially Shona men, have the right to flirt or be identified or be recommended by ZANU-PF leadership, and they don't get the tag that they are captured. But let a woman, who is still from Matebeleland, work in the full view of everyone on behalf of the country, not even an individual or ZANU-PF, on behalf of the country. She's doing this on behalf of the country. then she's given a take that she's captured. It's unfair, it's sexist, it's tribalistic in nature, it stinks. I will not be part of it.
Okay, so I think a lot of people, because of the picture in a farm, it was the Pollard. The pictures were in a farm. I want you to clarify the people. It was in the Pollard meeting when they told the farm. Yeah, Emerson. I'm sure that's the picture people are always sharing to say, look at it.
It was a Pollard. It was a Pollard.
It was a Pollard thing.
Yeah, it was in a Pollard meeting. I think a lot of people miss it completely because when it's women, we must sexualize it.
I think we'll call it short. So we'll call it quits. We'll continue with this debate. I need him back after the standing committee. I will need him back after the standing committee to hear what has happened. So he's just clarify that he Pollard will go in there for that. Yes, he Pollard, as you know, that it was recommended by African states that the Mnangagwa speaks to all opposition parties, and that the West European Union also they were placed in such a thing, but Mr. Nelson Chamisa pulled out of it. I'm sure people wouldn't be talking like this if Mr. Chamisa was part of it. So this was a recommendation from SADC, Africa, and the EU that all the parties involved should sit down and talk about it. But amongst the other people in the Pollard, it looks like Umakupe is one being targeted. This is why a lot of people believe it's tribal. Why it's not her alone in that Pollard thing? Why are the other people in the Pollard not? Why are they not being attacked? So I think that's another question which people need to address. Why not? Why attack one person in the Pollard? Why not attack the whole people in the Pollard? Why is only Kobe being attacked, guys? So we almost done. We'll try to get to Mr. Phugeni next week, if we get here, and then if we get to Monzora as well. One thing for sure about the 2 million votes, Monzora made it clear that people are voting for alliance, are voting for opposition. This is why they. Yeah, quick one. I think before your network runs out, can you wrap up? Yeah.
I was finishing the point. I was finishing the point that male privileges have made us to always undermine women and think that they are not capable of leading like we do. If it's them, we must sexualize it. But I want you to look at the relationship between President Mbeki and President Mugabe. Look at the way they will hold each other. Look at the way they will hug each other. I also want you to look at the relationship between President Zuma and President Mugabe. Look at that chemistry. Also look at the relationship between President Mbeki and President Mnangagwa, President Ramaphosa and President Mnangagwa in leadership. You must have a good chemistry or good relationship in order for you to get what you want for your people. So basically, there is nothing untoward or anything that a reasonable person can question. Dr. Kupe needs to be in a good working relationship with the leader of this country if she is to be able to sit across the table with him and be able to persuade him on a certain course of action. I want to close on this one. I hope you are aware that you've got a couple that has been exhumed in Cholocho. During Mkabe's era, Minister Mzila was arrested for talking about Kukraundi. He was arrested as a minister. But during this administration, 2 bodies of a couple have been exhumed in Cholocho. And you need the approval. Of course, there were gatekeepers that were fighting that thing. But eventually, those bodies were exhumed and those people have been buried with dignity and respect. Now, if you are saying we have to be hostile, especially we from Mateo, we must be exhumed. Do you think we'll be able to sit across the table with him and say, look, can we objectively look at this issue and see how we can bring it to a closure? It's not going to happen. So those that are enjoying privileges of whatever nature, they must not lecture us how we should relate to power, because this is power we're relating to. And we're mindful that without power, there are issues that are holding us back that we cannot address. I am not saying that we are cowing down to power and allowing them to get away with everything. No, we're not going to allow them to get away with anything. But there is a way you relate with power, especially if that power has been voted in by people. So in other words, people have looked into that power. They've said, we hear these accusations against you. We don't believe them. We think you're a good leader. So after people had voted the HE into power, we have no a reason to treat him like he has not been elected. He is elected there, and our duty is to go there and relate to power like reasonable people will do. You relate to power in a way that power then is able to act in a way that is beneficial for your constituency as well.
Okay, finally, when is the Congress of MTCT? When are you having your Congress? When are you having your Congress? It was supposed to be on the 31st, and last I heard that we have gone to the High Court to ask for an extension. When is the Congress? Hello? Yes, kwehlulwa kaphugeni bona siyabonga kakhulu. Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. Oh God, he's gone again. I wanted to know what happened in the court, but the people are saying the court said it should be held like yesterday. I don't know. I didn't get the judgment, so I thought maybe he can tell us more. But what is going on about the MTCT Congress, ladies and gentlemen? I think it's enough for today. It's enough for today. So thank you very much for your time. We're trying to preach peace, unity, and tranquility amongst our people. I know this labeling of people, this it should stop. Stop labeling people unless you've got evidence to prove. Because I don't agree with your leader, you label a person. Who doesn't agree with this leader, you label a person. That's not fair. To be honest, thank you very much. What I'm going to do, I'm going to promise. Lillian said on the 31st, there will be changes to our great nation. The strike or the protest will go ahead. We'll be calling Lillian Timbers. He said I should call her back. Said I should call her back. Those people don't know Phugeni. Phugeni has always been an enemy of ZANU-PF from long time ago. He's never going to be. People should never say just because he said Kupe should speak to Mnangagwa, then it means he's an MDC. Yes, we are about the tribalism in MTCT. The supporter of Douglas Monzora, who is in the office at the Harvest House in Harare, came out clean talking to a member of the alliance, saying that people should never vote. He's coming for Monzora, say people should never vote for Kupe because of where she comes from. Kupe should lose at all costs of where she comes from, and it doesn't want Chamisa. He talks badly about Chamisa itself. He say, we are perabasa, we are chinu. So the only person is Douglas Monzora to fight Mnangagwa. Yeah, so that's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We try our best to educate our people because we are all Zimbabweans. Let's love one another. Intermarriages, we're a small country, a tiny nation, which needs peace, which needs growth, which needs development. Just one love. So what we are saying, please, let's try to unite. Stop labeling things, stop attacking one another. And I know people always say whatever they want. God bless you all. We'll update you. I'll tell you whenever we're interviewing someone, we'll bring. Thank you so much. Mwaringakombore. uNkulunkulu alibusise lonke, and please pray for our country, pray for our people. I'm a patriotic son of Zimbabwe. Wherever I live, if I live in America, if I live everywhere, or here, wherever, I love Zimbabwe. I don't just love where I come from. I love the whole country, Zimbabwe. I've got relatives across everywhere. So I believe in one Zimbabwe. Let's try to teach with I'm a Zimbabwean. I'm a Zimbabwean. Thank you so much. God bless you all. And I'll see you next time. Probably tomorrow if we get Lillian. Probably tonight if we get Douglas Monzora. Probably after if we get Comich. We want to get this opposition and know where they stand. Who is who? Monzora has said it. His people have said it. Is not disassociated themselves. We want to try to call ZANU PF Komiza, and I want to understand why he said people should vote for Douglas Monzora. You can't, as a political Komiza of another party, and say people should vote for Monzora. What is in there? They need to be clear. I'll try to press Lillian to produce evidence that Monzora was given money, which Lillian said he's got evidence to it. Let's expose them. Let's expose the failures. Not exposing the failures only in government of Zimbabwe, expose the failures in all the parties. My brother Sbanga Spanda, thank you very much for the support always there. Thank you so much. So what I'm saying to you, let's expose all. Let's not hero worship leaders. We are fixing the country for tomorrow. If anyone is messing up, let's expose them. Whether it's MDC T, Thokozani Kupe, MDC A, Nelson Chamisa, ZAPU, whoever the leader is, Mtawa's Republic Party, whoever the leader is, NPP, whether PT or whatever, ZANU PF or people in corruption, we are the generation to fix the country for the future of our children, for the future of the next generation. Tribalism, no to tribalism. People should be voted on merit. Wherever you go, whether in burial societies and clubs and everything, please look at the people. Don't look at where they come from, even if they cannot speak your language. Vote for the people who can deliver. Vote on merit. Thank you very much. God bless you.